There are seasons in life when everything around you seems to fall apart. Times when you look at your circumstances and wonder why God allowed certain things to happen. But what if the very place that feels like your lowest point is actually the place God is using to prepare you for your highest purpose? What if the pit you fell into is not a punishment, but a process? Today's message is titled Joseph. The pit was preparation. And if you've ever felt forgotten, misunderstood, or thrown into situations you didn't deserve, this message is for you. Joseph's story is more than a historical account. It is a prophetic blueprint of how God prepares a person for greatness. Joseph had dreams given by God, dreams of leadership, elevation, and influence. Yet before he ever reached the palace, he found himself in a pit, rejected by his own brothers, stripped of his coat of many colors, sold into slavery, lied against by Potiphar's wife, thrown into prison for something he didn't do. Joseph's journey teaches us that sometimes the promise and the fulfillment do not look alike. The path to destiny often passes through places that don't resemble the dream. Genesis 50 verse 20 captures the truth behind Joseph's journey when he finally told his brothers, "You meant evil against me, but God meant it for good, to bring to pass, as it is this day, to save many people alive." In that one statement, Joseph reveals the mystery of divine preparation. What others intended to destroy you, God intends to develop you. What was designed to break you will actually build you. And the pit, as painful as it was, became the first step toward the palace. Imagine Joseph as a young man, full of dreams but lacking experience. He saw the destination but didn't yet understand the process. God needed to shape him, refine him, strengthen him, and mature him. The pit was the place where the noise of others faded and the shaping began. Sometimes God allows isolation because he wants your attention. Sometimes he removes people you relied on so you can learn to rely on him alone. Psalm 105 verses 17 to 19 explains Joseph's journey this way. He sent a man before them, even Joseph, who was sold for a servant, whose feet they hurt with fetters. He was laid in iron, until the time that his word came. The word of the Lord tried him. That scripture shows that the pit, the prison, and the pain were all part of God testing, refining, and preparing Joseph for what was coming. Great destiny requires great preparation. And preparation is rarely comfortable. There are moments when you may feel forgotten, but God never forgets. While Joseph was in prison, it seemed like nothing was happening, yet everything was happening. God was working behind the scenes, aligning relationships, positioning Pharaoh's dreams, creating opportunities, and preparing the exact moment when Joseph would be called to the palace. That one moment shifted Joseph from a prisoner to a prime minister. One moment brought him from the lowest point to the highest platform. Your season can change in an instant when God says, "Now." Romans 8 verse 28 reminds us that all things work together for good to those who love God and are called according to his purpose. All things. Not just the blessings but the betrayals. Not just the successes but the setbacks. Not just the open doors but the closed ones. All things were shaping Joseph for the moment God would elevate him. Maybe you are in your own pit season right now. You feel pushed aside, overlooked, rejected, or misunderstood. But what if this season is preparing you? What if God is deepening your character, strengthening your spirit, sharpening your gifts, and aligning your steps? The pit may feel lonely, but it is not the end of your story. The God who lifted Joseph will lift you. The God who remembered Joseph will remember you. The God who vindicated Joseph will vindicate you. And when he does, the same people who doubted you will witness what God has done. Joseph didn't know that his pit experience was preparing him to save nations. What he endured privately positioned him to influence publicly. Sometimes your greatest pain becomes the platform for your greatest purpose. Sometimes what breaks your heart builds your destiny. God never wastes seasons. Every tear, every disappointment, every betrayal becomes a brick in the foundation of your calling. As Joseph stood in the palace and looked at his brothers, he did not see the pit as a tragedy anymore. He saw it as preparation. He saw the hand of God weaving every detail together. He saw that the suffering was necessary to shape the leader he became. And the same God who wrote Joseph's story is writing yours. Your pit is not your burial ground. It is your training ground. Your pain is not permanent. It is part of your preparation. Your story is not over. It is unfolding. Hold on. Trust God's timing. Even when it hurts, even when it's confusing, even when it feels unfair, God is preparing you for something bigger than you realize. Just like Joseph, your testimony will not only lift you but bless others. What you are going through now will one day be the reason someone else finds hope. This is not the end. It is preparation for your elevation. If this message touched your heart, please like this video and subscribe to the Gospel Media TV for more faith-filled inspiration. Share it with someone who needs encouragement today. And let us know in the comments what blessed you the most. Your engagement helps us spread the gospel farther and reach more souls. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new message. God bless you, and see you in the next video.